Welcome back to the Creative Tribe podcast. This is a podcast about all the things that fuel a creative lifestyle. I'm Brian.
And I'm Rita.
And together we are Label Me Other. Label Me Other is our production company, and our goals are to create creative problem solvers and to help you skyrocket in content creation. If this sounds like something you're interested in, give us a like, follow, and subscribe wherever you may be listening or watching. If you have any questions about content creation, starting a creative lifestyle, or if you want to work with us, send an email to labelmeother@gmail.com. New episodes of this show drop every Tuesday. And so let's just jump right into it. We'll jump right into our event session. This is a segment that we have to where we get off anything off our chest to have us in a negative mood. To start out, I'll go with mine. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
It's okay to not talk to low vibe people who trigger you. Because I was in a situation yesterday where there's this one person in particular that just by just looking at them, just hearing their voice, it just triggers me and it puts me in a negative space. And whenever I encountered this person, I looked at them, they spoke to me, I spoke back, and I kept it moving. And the thing is, it didn't linger. It didn't bother with me. So it's like I feel like I'm officially over that person. Like I feel like their behavior and how they act and the things that they do, I'm not surprised. It doesn't even trigger me. There's just another person that I'm walking past in the world. It doesn't bother me at all. So just know it's okay not to talk, not to fully engage with people who have low vibes and who trigger you. So.
Do you feel like that perspective change helped you to did it take a while to get to that point where you're just like, all right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess with this particular person, it just baffled me as to why they were acting the way that they were acting, the decision making that they were having. And I want to say, I kind of got over, I feel like I officially got over it maybe like a month ago, where we were in a meeting with this person and they were talking, and it just, it didn't bother me at all. It's just any type of I guess it really solidified that I can't change this person. This person isn't going to change, and they don't want to change. And so there's nothing that I could do about it, but just keep on operating in the realms of things that I can control.
Yeah.
And
No, that makes
that
complete
helped me get
sense.
over it. So.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. My event this week is when track obstacles come your way, in the sense of we're all like this train, right? We're on our train tracks, we're going, and then, of course, with any train, like sometimes obstacles come, like debris comes, a rock comes, a tree falls, whatever it may be, falls on your path, and then, it alters you in some way. And it happens to all of us. And this week, I had a family member in the hospital, and so it really put like debris on my track, if you will. And so, it's just, I wanted to share it as my event this week, because I think sometimes people feel like they're all alone when things come up in life and they just can't do the things that they want to do, or it hinders them in some way. And it happens to all of us, and it's where you really got to dig deep and be like, okay, let me not let things fall, or you just had to have stuff stacked up so that you can pull from like drafts or other things that you had. So so that was something that was a real challenge for me this week. But I got through it. Things are looking better for my family member. They are home now. So, it was a challenging week, but yeah, so I figured I'd been about it.
Yeah, I mean that's you can't help when things just come up and just derail you. You can't, it's going to happen.
Right.
So,
yeah.
All right. So the main topic today, I want to talk about how to balance inspiration and consumption. So let me just set this up. So from time to time, I get on social media like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I go through this thing where I just scroll for inspiration, just seeing what's out there, what's trending, how are people delivering certain things, and seeing what I could pick up, or what's like, I could put that to the side.
Yeah.
But it seems like every time I end up just consuming, and the whole inspiration, and just I'm just like literally just endlessly scrolling, and I'm losing sight of what I was like, what my goal was, like what my mission was for being on there. I just get sucked into the social media thing. And
That's
so
interesting.
I just wanted to share today just a few ways, a few things to think about to keep everybody from like falling into the same hole, rabbit hole that I fall into whenever I'm just, like I said, just trying to scroll for inspiration and end up consuming. And
Yeah.
so I just want to say that, like, whenever you do this, whenever you consume like this, it's going to intensify any kind of procrastination or creative paralysis you already have. At least I
Yeah.
noticed that with myself. It's like, it's like it just intensifies that. And it's like I don't want to, it's almost like you're trapped, like you're in this like trance. At least with me with social media, it's like, you're in it and you may be aware that you're in it, but then you're like, well, I'm just gonna stay in this because the alternative is getting out of this and working on some things that I may not really want to work on.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna stand right here like a zombie and just endlessly scroll.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they have that perfectly designed to just keep you in that circle of like discovery, if you will. But I can see how that could totally like suck you in and then you forget what you're about, or you just get sidetracked. I'm notorious for going down rabbit holes
Mhm.
where it's like, oh, I was searching for this and then I saw this and then I'm over here and then 2 hours later I come out way somewhere different in Canada somewhere.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so number two that I want to share is that falling into this hole of like it's too much in like consuming too much inspiration and too much like consumption could lead to you getting out of touch of your own unique creative voice.
Mm,
And that's just a danger of, it's one of the dangers of, just going out there and seeing what other people are doing. You kind of end up doing what they're doing instead of
sure.
doing or grabbing pieces of that and adding that to your own unique creative voice. I know
Yeah.
I've fallen victim to that, like, seeing something cool and then just taking it and using it and not even putting my own twist to it. And it comes out being like, once I watch it afterwards, I'm like, well, that's not really me. It's like I'm being
Mm,
someone else.
interesting. Wow. Yeah, I feel like I take a second to process that. But yeah, no, I 100% agree that you can lose your own self identity, especially if you haven't. Well, I feel like you've established it, but for someone who hasn't established it, it's so easy to just follow trend and go with that and not
Mhm.
really tweak to figure out and how to make it your own. And so, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I necessarily have fallen victim to that particular thing, but I think definitely I have my moments where I fall victim to wanting it to be a certain way and wanting it to be like perfection and
Mhm.
realizing that like perfection is built over time. Well, if you believe in perfection, right?
Yeah,
It's
right.
it's just it's built over time of you constantly working at something to get it to the point you want it to be at. Um, but yeah, I guess that's my experience with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So number three on how to balance inspiration and consumption is you need to set boundaries. And so what I do on my little health smartwatch, I set a timer now.
Hmm.
So it's like, okay, I'm going to get on here for the purpose of finding inspiration. And I'm going to
Yeah.
set a 10-minute timer and I'm going to do it. And when this timer goes off, I'm going to get up. I'm going to put this phone down. I'm going to get off of this computer, this laptop, and I'm going to go do something else. And that's the way I found that helped me is I had to set that boundary because if I just sit down, I know I'm going to fall into that rabbit hole and I'm going to be just scrolling endlessly forever.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 I think I probably could take a lesson from that one for sure. I scroll till I find what I'm looking for. I don't necessarily feel like I mean I do go down rabbit holes, but I feel like I'm on rabbit holes on topic. Usually. Um, especially you'll notice if you have multiple accounts, that your feeds are kind of geared toward different things, right? Your personal account may be more of your personal interests, lawnmower care, spirit TikTok or whatever. But
Mm.
if you're more so like on our Label Me Other account, it's all motivational and people trying to teach you how to do better. So if you're scrolling on that account, it's a lot, for me, it's a lot easier to find things related in the realm of what I'm trying to do,
Yeah.
as opposed to me trying to scroll on my personal account. I'm probably not going to find what I'm looking for at all
No.
because it's already geared toward personal
It
stuff.
it knows you. Yeah.
Yeah,
More in
yeah.
tune with, yeah.
Right. So if I'm scrolling on our Label Me Other, then I'm like, okay, it isn't too long before I find something in the realm of what I'm looking for to
Mm.
spark an idea. But setting a timer and then pivoting probably would be a good idea because I've probably scrolled for at least an hour or more trying to find that golden nugget.
Yeah.
Where if I would have set a timer, then moved on to YouTube instead and tried to search there, maybe I
Yeah.
would have found it quicker, you know?
Right.
So
Right. Right.
yeah, solid tip.
All right. So number 4 on how to balance inspiration and consumption, kind of goes with the setting boundaries, but just being mindful when you're searching for inspiration, and just remember why you're scrolling. Because
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
practicing like mindfulness. There's this thing that you should ask yourself when you find yourself just not being mindful. You should ask yourself, where are my feet planted? And so I
Hmm.
do that a lot, and that kind of snaps you out of, thinking into the past or thinking ahead to the future, or just what we're talking about now, just mindlessly scrolling. If you happen to snap out of it a little bit, just ask yourself, where are my feet planted? And that puts you in the moment. You're like, and then it'll snap you out of it. At least it snaps me out of it. It's like, oh, I'm sitting here on the couch and I'm supposed to be scrolling for inspiration, but I'm not doing it.
Okay.
And then so that makes me snap out of it, put the phone down, just being mindful, trying to be mindful of what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing.
Interesting. At first I was a little confused about where are my feet planted, but after you gave that example, it made a lot more
Mhm.
sense. Okay,
Yeah.
just grounding yourself physically, emotionally, and intentionally into what you were doing
Right,
so that
right.
you can, okay, so that you
Exactly.
can go
So
back
so
into,
like if I find my mind wandering right now on this podcast,
yeah.
I can ask myself, where are my feet planted? My feet are planted in my office, carpet floor. I have these 2 lights right here shining on my face. I have Rita right in front of me. I have this script right here, and it
Mm.
puts me into the moment. I'm mindful of the moment, and it snaps me back into focus.
I like that. I gotta try that. Interesting. Huh. There's an exercise I saw online very similar to that, where you essentially pick a point on the wall, you stare at it for a few moments, and then you broaden your vision to encompass your peripherals, and then
Mhm.
you'll, look there. And then the important part of the exercise is that then you visualize what's behind you and you don't actually look, you just put in your mind, I know I have a door, I know there's hats over there, I know there's a closet door right here, I know my TV's right there, and you visualize it. And what it does is it everything you're thinking about dissipates because your mind needs to use all that extra space to envision what's behind you and all the little intricacies. So it grounds you into the space, and then
Mhm.
you're able to like kind of creatively reset and free your mind from all the things. So that's another one if you guys want to practice a mindfulness embodiment experience, I guess.
Right. So
Yeah.
again, just be mindful while you're out there online searching for inspiration.
Yeah.
And the 5th one is just embrace your personal growth. It's like we're I'm pretty sure sometime today I'm going to fall victim to this exact same thing that we're talking about right now.
Oh yeah.
So I know I'm working on me. It's okay if you fall victim to this type of, falling into this like consumption rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So don't be hard on yourself. Just remember all of these steps that we've given you. So let's just go back over them again. So just know that whenever you do this, it intensifies your procrastination and any creative paralysis that you already have. Number 2, falling into this hole of just consumption, it gets you out of touch of your own creative voice. Number 3, know that you just need to set boundaries. A good helpful thing is to set boundaries, set a timer for yourself. 4, be mindful. The two methods that me and Rita just talked about. One, asking yourself, where are my feet planted? And then the other one, focusing on the point of the wall and then expanding that focus, realizing where you are and then what's behind you, trying to visualize what's behind you. Just all of those things help you put you into the present moment and help you to be mindful. And then 5 is just embrace your personal growth. You're not going to be perfect. Don't be hard on yourself. Just, if you mess up, catch yourself and then start again and use all of these methods. So I hope all of this helps.
Okay, so in this next section, I'm going to give an update on the Mastering Your Own Destiny challenge that I have. For those of you unaware, a few episodes back, there was an episode entitled Mastering Your Own Destiny. And this is where I'm actively taking, I guess, charge of myself in a sense. And I'm implementing certain tactics in order to try to ground myself in the reality or future reality that I would like to see for myself. Mm-hmm. As of now, I've discovered that for me, that is to become a creative director in whatever form that takes, hopefully with an LMO running our own business. But a part of that is knowing where I am now, which is not a creative director, but acting and being in that space, in that mode every day in my current job so that I can become that hopefully here pretty soon. So my update for that this week is that it's a lot of work, people. It's a lot of work, okay? I did have downtime before because I wasn't applying myself in the manner that I am at this point in time. And there's a part of me that really misses those days where it's like, okay, I can take a quick break from work, go do some games, go chill for a minute. But here lately, since I've been walking in this purpose for myself, it's like every single moment of every single day, I am busy. Mm-hmm. I'm always applying myself to do something that's in regards to me, just, I guess, reigniting my creative spark and really staying focused in on that. Mm-hmm. And so I'm realizing, like, I was telling my wife just yesterday, it's like, I don't know where my free time went. My free time is gone now. Like, I used to be able to just chill and kick back for a minute. And that's not. So it's a lot of work, but I am seeing fruits of that labor come forth. And so it's motivating me to stay focused on it. And Brian suggested as well that last week when it was supposed to be over, hey, you should keep it going. And I'm happy that I'm keeping it going. We're going to see where this goes, but I just want to be realistic for any of you that may want to try it. Imagine wherever you want to be and then set forth the path to get there, in the sense of like making sure everything that you are doing can align to potentially get you to that goal. So if you want to be a singer, you should be practicing singing every day. You should be writing songs or, practicing your instrument. So just having those little things that can add up to you becoming what you want to be, I think can help you get there. Mm-hmm. And then visualizing you being that every single day. So that's the update for this week. It's a lot of work.
So it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
We want to thank you guys for listening today. If you like what we're providing here, head over to our TikTok, search for Label Me Other, and join our creative tribe. If you like the podcast, be sure to give us a like and a follow, subscribe. If you have any questions in the realm of content creation and starting a creative lifestyle, email us at labelmeother@gmail.com. And we want to thank you for listening.